We also had the Ricochet update. Now, this one's a little hot and spicy because if you guys remember, there was a bunch of people that got banned, Bobby Poff being one of them, but they were not actually cheating. A couple days later, 2 weeks later, right? They just unbanned, I don't know how many, but quite a few people. And apparently I saw other reports of accounts that were actually cheating from even years ago that got unbanned. They did a massive unban wave, which I thought was really interesting. But the updates that they had here, high level, we can look at the actual post and see if there was more. Updates arriving for Ricochet anti-cheats kernel level driver. Now, Call of Duty's been very open in saying that they don't want to be too invasive into our games and into our computers. By going kernel level and like going deeper into the computer, which is like the base level kernel level drivers, it exposes our systems to more threats and gives them more access to everything on our computer, which is obviously a bit more dangerous. This is really popular. Obviously, Valorant is one of the biggest users of this. That's very proactive with their anti-cheat and requires you to do this. It's also a reason a lot of people don't play Valorant, because they don't want to even risk exposing their computer or whatever to it. It's too invasive, yeah. I think Fortnite does it as well. I'm not 100% sure, though. Anyways, they mentioned kernel-level drivers for this. So I don't know if this is even new or if they have been doing it or whatever. I'm more on the side of give us more anti-cheat, clean this up even more. They've been making significant updates to it since, we had none in Warzone 1's launch. Valuable data to the team to receive during the Black Ops 6 beta. New machine learning behavioral system focused on the speed of detection. They mentioned in this that within an hour, they'll be able to determine and get somebody out. New machine learning detection models to analyze gameplay, to combat aimbots. Which there was actually a video I wanted to watch about aimbots. I don't know if we're going to do it today. We might end up doing it later this week. Just turn crossplay off. So PlayStation can do that. Xbox cannot do that. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can do it on PC either. I think only Xbox can. I'm not sure, but either way, then you're going to introduce more queue times and such, which is not super ideal. But that is a way to avoid PC players that are cheating. There's also a new internal metric to help us better track detection abilities and progress. And finally, new mitigations to implement into Warzone. They even mention that they're going to be doing their little secret tricks that they use, where it's like it makes it so that the cheater can't do damage and whatever. They troll the cheater basically instead of banning them, which, some people hate, some people like it. I kind of would just rather them not be in the game personally, but if there's some other reason, like I know sometimes they'll leave cheaters in the game just so they can collect more data from them, to then recognize it across other people that are doing it. When Ricochet launched, they said it was already a kernel level, so I don't think that's new, or maybe they stopped doing it and now they're restarting it. Yeah, I don't think they would have gone back on it. So there might have been some elements of it, but maybe it's just not as aggressive as something like Valorant. That's at least the big comparison that I hear from everybody. They always talk about they do a good job for it. They're aggressive on theirs, and that Call of Duty is not as aggressive with theirs. I'm not enough of a computer nut to know all of the differences between it. I don't think they ever talk about it specifically enough in these posts. But let's see. So Ricochet anti-cheat progress report for the Black Ops 6 launch. This has been one of the most controversial things for them because they just had so many problems with people that were... They said, if we ever permanently ban you, there is 100% cheats detected. You are a cheater. That was pretty much what they said with some of their previous posts on it. But now they had people that were permanently banned that they just reversed. And from what I've gathered, reading a bunch of other sources, is there was a way that cheaters could go and get other people permanently banned. The way that the anti-cheat works, they could basically trick it on other people's accounts and then get them permanently banned, even though they've never cheated, which is why they did a reversal of many of those bans. And now here we are with a lot of people super skeptical and even more worried because we have a brand new Call of Duty right around the corner. Cheating is one of the biggest detriments of why people are quitting, not even Call of Duty specifically, but multiplayer gaming in general. It is such a big issue, and it's becoming more and more of an issue. So nonetheless, here's the update. On October 25th, Black Ops 6 is going to be launching, and Ricochet Anti-Cheat will be live day one, bringing with it new technology and upgrades to protect your experience. When it first launched, Ricochet was committed to providing players with clear and transparent communication on our methods to protecting Call of Duty community from cheaters. Our technology and methods of detection have evolved so much, but the how and when we talk to the community simply needs to be more frequent and in line with our evolution. The Ricochet Anti-Cheat team has heard your feedback, and this progress report was written to provide a meaningful update for the issues, outlining the foundation for the year to come, beginning with Black Ops 6 and what lies beyond. I know they also went back and integrated some of their anti-cheats into... oh, you know what? No, that was Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 just got an anti-cheat update I saw. There's always going to be cheaters in COD. I mean, it's every game, dude. It really is. But let's see what they have to say. Because I think the thing that I always like is to just hear where they're coming from and where they're at with it. Because they often won't be like, oh, yeah, this is how we're deterring it. Because if the cheaters know how it's being deterred, it's going to be easier to make more cheats and to get around it. We protect Call of Duty games. We often achieve the goal, but know that there's so much more to do. So, what is cheating in Call of Duty? Simply put, it is anything that gives a player an unfair advantage in game using nefarious software, like wall hacks or perfect aim, not to be confused with any abuse of in-game glitches. This is more of like an exploit. And the problem with this is there's a lot of things that are in the game that they never fix. And so the question is this a feature? Is this a skill gap feature? Or is this a glitch or an exploit that can get you banned? And they even clarify it here. There are certain things that are exploits that I assume they will come after you and ban you for. However, it is very rare. I don't even think they've done it. Even when they had the infinite, there was a glitch when we were at Call of Duty Next where I didn't get to experience and do it, but you could essentially infinitely duplicate any item. So people would duplicate 60 bunker busters and then just keep busting all over people. Or advanced UAVs constantly up. Like it was purely, it was an exploit, as a glitch that you could take advantage of and purposely recreate that would destroy an entire lobby and the whole experience for the game. But they never banned anybody for any of that. Why do we need to pause? They're not talking about that here. Now, I've never seen them mention this in any of the other posts or terms of service or anything that they've done. And there's something interesting about this, right? Cheaters also include account sharing to unlock gear, using software to get access to items you haven't earned or purchased, and account boosting. So there are elements where people have gone in with like unlock tools and whatever to get things unlocked, right? But going into share an account, to even share an account with somebody now, is considered cheating. I haven't ever seen them specify this before. And what's interesting too is even right now at the launch of the game, they're going to do a big thing called the Race to Master Prestige. Now, I don't know. I don't understand how they're going to differentiate it then. You're allowed to have multiple people play on your account and share your account to grind and hit Master Prestige, or at least streamers are. Because they sent me a document, and they sent me a form. They said, hey, fill this form out if you're going to do the Race to Master Prestige. Put everybody on the list. So as a streamer, I could have signed up and been like, hey, I'm going for Master Prestige. I'm allowed to have multiple people playing on my account, supposedly, because this is literally what they're doing. They're streaming it on screen. Multiple people are playing on the account. They're going to be leveling up and unlocking. Right here, according to Ricochet, it says that's considered cheating. So I think they need to put out more clarification for what exactly this is and what they're going to enforce here. What does this mean? Now, are they specifically cheating? Also includes account sharing to unlock gear using, because this is a list of different things, right? Unlocking gear, using software to unlock items, and boosting, account boosting. Back in the day, we saw people boosting with like tack inserts and everything. They've done a lot of things to mitigate that in-game. So, I don't know. This, to me, was something I had never seen. Some people are saying it's against the terms of service or whatever. I've gone through the terms of service, and I've never seen anything about account sharing being bannable. They tell you not to do it because it risks your account, and you're responsible for your account, right? But they haven't said that it is considered cheating and bannable for that. But that's what they're saying here. If you are sharing your account and other people are leveling up stuff for you, even just leveling stuff up for you. So does that mean if somebody logs in somewhere else and you get a level on a gun that you can be banned? That seems crazy. Because a lot of people will even just have multiple places that they will log in themselves. You know, if you've got an Xbox at your dorm room and you got an Xbox at your mom's house, or whatever, you go back and forth for the holiday, whatever. You might be wondering, how do people cheat in online games? But simply, cheaters use software to manipulate the game to reveal information that shouldn't be known or take automated actions with superhuman speed or accuracy. We all know cars shouldn't fly in this slice of the multiverse, but sometimes in our game world, it disagrees. Yeah, we saw this in Warzone 2. We saw cars flying and getting so high above the map that they literally couldn't die, and we couldn't kill them, and then they won the game, and it would piss me off when we did that. That even happened on nuke streaks. The people behind cheats are organized, illegal groups that pick apart every piece of data within games for some way to make cheating possible. These bad guys are not just some script kiddies poking around with code they found online. I've heard this phrase before. Apparently, cheaters make fun of other cheaters or hackers because they're not real hackers. They're just script kiddies. They'll make fun of them, saying that they just take somebody else's cheat and use that, so they're not really good hackers. But then there's other people that can come up with their own hacks or whatever. I don't completely know. There's a collective who profit from exploiting. Oh, they make millions of dollars, especially in peak Warzone 1. It's crazy. But that's the thing. The bigger the game is, the bigger the industry for the cheaters as well, and that's when you'll see more of it. 99.99% are script kiddies. Yeah, I would imagine. But I've heard that term. It's pretty, I guess it's an insult or something. But cheat developers are flawed. Clearly, they have to pretend to be good at video games. True. Every time they cheat, they leave behind breadcrumbs. Yeah, there's a lot of cheaters that I run into, or people that, were at least sus on cheating, but you can outplay them in the game. It can be hard to do, but a lot of them really are bad at the game, and so then you can play around their lack of skill and the hacks that they're using. There's several ways that we can find breadcrumbs. For example, Team Ricochet's kernel-level drivers for PC that runs as you play the game. So maybe that's the difference, right? They specify with the qualifier there that it's as you play the game. Is that a difference where it's like in Valorant? If you have Valorant downloaded, does the kernel-level anti-cheat always run on your computer? Server-side and client-side detection, machine learning models that look for anomalies and examine matches, anti-cheat replay investigation tools, third-party hardware detection, and more. Now, they're also going to have theater mode. It's not going to be available on PlayStation 3 and 4, or 4 in the Xbox, whatever. Third-party hardware detection and more. How are we protecting Black Ops 6 then? The number one thing both we and you care about is not losing another match to a cheater. A lot has been put into Black Ops 6 to upgrade the security, but here is the goal that we're targeting. We want to catch and remove cheaters within 1 hour of them being in their first match. This metric is called time. Okay. So they want to ban people within 1 hour of the game, of them starting the game. This metric is called time to action, and we'll be monitoring our process internally and building technology to drive this number down. I mean, ideally, they're banned before they even get into a game. During the Black Ops 6 beta, our team was live testing a lot of its new tech to try and achieve this goal. Weekend 1 was a stumble. In the past, we've used data from console players during beta weekend 1 to train and test our system. So they put all the non-cheaters on console as here's the baseline, and then they throw it against the PC guys. In the past, I missed this qualifier here. They said in the past. So before, what they would do is PlayStation had early access to the game for beta weekends and stuff, and then like the stuff would come out early for them. That contract is done with PlayStation. They don't get the early access anymore. So that means that everybody gets to play at the same time. And I think that's what they're talking about with why they stumbled on this and why they have less information. I guess maybe they can't differentiate it well enough. Even though we love our friends on PC, it's nice to have a weekend to stress test the system without the risk of cheaters, without them in the game. Now, there are some ways that people cheat on console, including like, Cronus and those devices that allow you, or a Zim, where people are playing with a mouse and key with aim assist. I don't know how much that actually happens. Console guys, maybe you would know better, but maybe it's too convoluted as well now because there is crossplay and everything. Yeah, it's nice to see the PlayStation exclusives gone. I'm on that page as well. I'm glad it's gone. Now Xbox owns it, but they're also not. The nice thing too is they're not doing the exclusive things for Xbox either. Since we have to protect the game without those stress tests, our new technology was so eager to catch cheaters that it came in a little hot. When we recognized those errors, we immediately made adjustments to correct course in terms of our new time to action milestone. The other element that I think is part of this and why I think it would be harder to differentiate the PlayStation players, Xbox players versus PC players, whatever, and to use those like
teamwork,
train an AI.
Is JTP also locking in the subbage?
An uncommon day, my good sir. Thank you so much. Up to the green flag, boys. Is that the people that are playing on PC are already pay to win anyways. They're already on better hardware. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. There's also more players on PC who, if you're going to spend $1,500 on a computer, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 on a computer, you probably take the game a little bit more seriously anyways. You're probably training a little bit more. You're probably playing more in general, right? And so you're going up against a more sweaty player who, for the most part, majority of PC players are playing on a controller anyways. I spent $7,000 on mine, $950, and I run at 300 FPS. Typically, they're on a better monitor. Typically, lower response time for it. So yeah, if you have an advantage, you're already going to have an advantage from playing on PC for the most part off the hardware alone. Guess why pros use the controller? For aim assist. Yeah, it's not that complicated. That's why I think people overestimate, like, oh, they're using Cronus, Zim, whatever. I think it's just all overestimated. It's just a controller, guys. I literally did this for 2 months, and I was already called a cheater for my aim. Now, a lot of the other stuff, then you watch me run around and loot stuff, and I'm embarrassing myself looting. I'm embarrassing myself. I went and practiced and plundered just looting stuff because I was so ass. It's harder to loot in the game than it is to actually just aim and play the game. That's also one of the reasons they're getting rid of the bag, though. Cheaters were able to complete around 10 multiplayer matches during Weekend 1 before being removed. After tweaking our system and deploying new detection methods for Weekend 2, we cut that time down in half to 5 matches. That timing achieved our time to action goal. In fact, 25%.
Love your content, Stone. Looking forward to BO6.
My man,
Playful
Andy.
face. A-OK.
Brand new Mountaineer, welcome to the squad.
Over on Facebook, thanks for the subbage, as well as Eldar with the 420 coming in. Hot. Is the anti-cheat actually going to work?
Love
somehow?
your work, man.
We'll see. Cheaters were able to... Okay, so basically, at first it was taking 10 matches, then it only took 5 matches to realize where they were and ban them. They have a 1 hour time to banning somebody who's cheating. That timing achieved on our end. In fact, 25% of all Weekend 2 bans happened during the first match. Oh, that's great. That's really good. And here's the other difference. Weekend 2 was the free weekend, right? You guys remember? So they're going to have a lot more for that. Warzone in general is Warzone saved. Warzone is always going to have more problems than the multiplayer. There's one other thing that I didn't talk about that does relate to cheating, I think, indirectly here, that they probably aren't going to mention here either. They definitely wouldn't. Is in the past, you could do a 2-week trial for Xbox Game Pass, which of course would give you access to Call of Duty now, because Call of Duty is part of Game Pass. This one is. That was $1 for 2 weeks. You can create a new account, sign up for $1, and you can play the game for 2 weeks. That is now gone. They have taken away that promotion just last week. So now you got to at least go full price on it, which is like, I think it's like $20 a month, $15, $20 a month. So it's at least another deterrent. Of course, you can buy the game full price for $70, whatever. But if you're going to just cheat on an account as a burner or whatever, I'm guessing there's more people that would do that. And those accounts might also be more like worrisome anyways in the first place. But you do have to buy this game. And it's a little more worrying that it's on the Game Pass, and it is going to be cheaper. So $17 USD for the Game Pass Ultimate. You know, it's still cheaper than paying $70 for the game, which is what you had to do in the past for Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 and all the multiplayers. You got to buy the full game and then get banned off of it and go make another account, buy the game again. That is a big deterrent for games. A lot of games now, there's so many games that are free to play. Like, I think that's one of the reasons that cheating is even more of a problem than it has been before in the past, amongst all the other things we even talked about some earlier today. But removing someone after they cheat isn't perfect, so we are ramping up detection to try to stop even more cheaters before they load into the game. During the beta, we stopped 12,000 confirmed cheating accounts before they ever even saw the inside of a match. W. That's great. Now, this, again, if this is free beta window, which it does sound like they're talking about, I mean, I'm curious of how many people actually played the beta for the entirety of it. But that's still good. Especially to the point of like the script kiddies and you don't even believe it. I think there's more people that are really dumb that are not taking whatever correct things to make their cheats work. You know, if they're even cheating in the first place, they're probably already morons. So, you know, they start to cheat. There probably is this many people that are actually getting banned that are just morons. And then there's probably some that are taking, you know, whatever next couple steps they need to make it a little bit more safer and they don't get detected for even longer and, you know, being a little bit more passive with the way that they're even cheating or however they do it. Black Ops 6 on day one is going to launch with a variety of updated anti-cheat tech. To name a few, an updated version of the kernel-level drivers. Note, all features in the October 25th update will protect any title that uses the driver, including Call of Duty Warzone. All mitigations, including damage shield, disarm, splat, hallucinations, and others will be live. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where they don't ban the user. Instead, they make it so that all their bullets do 1 damage. So they have to hit you 300 bullets in order to kill you. So if you're ever getting shot at and you're not really taking any damage, that's somebody who's cheating. Disarm as well. They might shoot you once and then they have no gun. If they have no gun, that is also somebody that's cheating. Now, there is a way to disarm yourself in the game that I've learned. I can show you guys later by using a glitch that they need to fix. I'll show you when we get in game if you remind me. So there are times that you can get disarmed without that, but most of the time it is somebody that's hacking. There's other glitches in the game though. Splat, so if you jump out of the plane, your parachute doesn't work, so you'll just instantly hit the ground. I'm not even going to look at chat. Don't make any jokes about me cheating there. Hallucinations, where I think this is the one that makes it so you're invisible. If you shoot somebody and the player goes invisible, then that's another anti-cheat that they use. But instead of banning the person, they're still in the game, and then they're not banned yet. Maybe they get banned later. I don't know how they do it. New machine learning behavioral systems focused on the speed of detection. New machine learning detection models to analyze gameplay to combat aimbots. This is another video we actually watched about people using... Actually, we saw a video on both sides of this. There was a good video about how you can use like a way that these guys were using machine learning to create an anti-cheat. And I don't think we've actually seen that in a game yet. Maybe that's what they're doing. Hopefully they even took the lessons from that to implement it themselves. But then we've also seen machine learning even on console, where people are cheating on console by changing the inputs that they're putting in because of machine learning. We watched a video on that on StoneMountain Moments a while ago too. Upgrades when ranked play launches as well are coming, which include continuous examination to determine if leaderboard placements are accurate. This is one of the wildest things to me, in that they leave their leaderboards with so many cheaters on them. Even like, I haven't looked at leaderboards in a long time, but if you look at like the top multiplayer leaderboards for like kills and whatever, you see an account that's got 2 billion kills. And like, even if they killed somebody every second since the game came out, there's not even enough time to do that. I don't understand how those people, that's like all the top leaderboards were. I'm sure you guys remember seeing that in the past as well. I don't know if they cleaned any of that up based on how much people complain about leaderboards. I doubt it. I don't really look at them ever, so I don't even know. Should we check? Let's see. Boom. Metaphor number 1. Maybe they did clean this up. I would probably ask Metaphor if they cleaned it up, though. Not me. I don't know how. I don't ever look at it. I didn't even know how to get here. You know what I mean? So what's ahead then? Now we've seen what they've done. We know they're going to have another update coming for Ranked when that comes out. While Team Ricochet continues to develop and deploy client and server-side anti-cheat systems, we're looking at what comes next. Fighting cheats today on the client where illicit programs are activated is a little like battling on a bad guy's home turf. It's their machine and their code. Kernel-level drivers on PC have enhanced anti-cheats reach, but cheaters are already offering cheats that go beyond the kernel, even going as far as utilizing special PC hardware that is designed entirely for attacking games and enabling cheating. I guess the bigger risk with that, if people are already worried about kernel-level anti-cheat, if you're letting somebody else's code, script, hardware, whatever, get in even deeper into your computer, you got to really make sure that it's a trustworthy person or that you don't do anything else on that computer.
3 months here plus my 40 on FB.
Nikki!
Multi-stream work makes the dream work, baby.
Making the dream work. Good to have you in the squad.
And I would probably say people that are doing this are not the most trustworthy people. That's probably the best way I can put it. What our team has been working on for the future is a suite of tools that use AI to find and fight cheaters. Thank goodness. Today, cheaters can run and hide, but a trail exists. What if that trail disappears? That is what the team has been working on. Cheat developers can't hide players' behavior, how people play, the legit, the phony, the good, the bad. Give us information on what we use that to build ways to pick those bad folks out of a lineup. Yeah, there's a lot of that I can even tell. Probably not everybody, but there's a lot that I can even tell in games where it's like, this person sucks at the game. There's no way their aim is that good. Like, if they can't even do the basics of the movement and other things, maybe aim's not even the best way of putting it. But sometimes you can tell with some things. Yeah, it's hard to be general with it. But if AI can look at all of that and analyze it and come up with it, that would be great. We already have data from cheaters, but to help build our profiles for those God-tier players, we examine the data from the Call of Duty League, where every match is recorded and every stat is preserved. You know what's interesting too is how far they can go back to see the gameplay, to analyze it, and then retroactively ban people as they come up with new information. Like, maybe the cheat can't be detected now, but then they can still go back to even if the person's deleted it, whatever, they can still go back to that old game, that gameplay, whatever, and still analyze it and get them for that. I'm pretty doubtful because, well, they're coming out with theater mode, though. So maybe they'll be able to get some of that data. There's more progress around what we're doing with AI beyond behavioral data. And as work continues, we'll share what comes. Our commitment, cheating is a frustrating issue it's across everything. But our goal is to get bad actors out of our game as fast as possible. Our North Star is within 1 hour. We've had a lot of wins over the years, taking down several cheat developers completely. Yeah, they've done cease and desist orders, shutting down our third-party hardware, flinging cheaters towards the ground at Mach speed. But we know those wins don't make you feel any better when you get beamed by a cheater from across the map. And especially the just general casual player who's not... Like, even if they do get beamed across the map, there's still so much suspicion that it is a cheater because the system has been so bad in the past that there's already the culture around it is already built in that, oh, that guy's cheating. I think that's another problem with it as well. But then that happens to you and you only, like I said, you play for only 2 hours a day. And if that affects 45 minutes of your gameplay for the day,
Teamwork make a dream work.
and that's also how you just decide to not even play anymore. And I think that's why we see a lot of people leave. There's a lot of us that deal with it. We can't tell you cheaters will disappear forever because the tech we're preparing to launch But everyone at Ricochet will use every tool that we can to keep fighting a fair and fun experience for you. And if the right tool doesn't exist, we'll make it ourselves. Anti-cheat is a constant effort, and we're always working to stop and thwart the efforts of the cheaters. Okay, there you go.